things, okay? One is the oil drain plug, and one of them is called a PCV valve, okay? PCV, I was gonna impress y'all. That stands for positive crankcase ventilation. I don't know what that is, but I tell you this: those are both parts of a car, okay? Everybody likes cars. Cars cost a lot of money, right? And cars, what do we use cars for? We drive them and we use them for transportation. To get to work, right? We use them to get to work, to get to school. An ambulance is a type of automobile we use in case somebody is sick, right? So, what do you think about when you think about the most important part of a car? Engine. What else?
Oil.
Just a minute.
The oil on the tire.
Right. And you said the steering wheel? I really like that answer. I really like that answer. I'm going to tell you. Thank you, dear. I'll tell you why in a minute, okay? But my point is this. Even this little PCV valve, this thing costs $2.99. I got the receipt. I'm taking it back. Okay? Even this thing that costs $2.99, if you don't have this in your car, this little cheap part, it won't work right. It just ain't going to work right. And if you don't have this little oil plug, which costs like $1, all the oil is going to come right out of your car. Right? And then you're going to be stuck on the side of the road trying to use your OnStar. And if you're my child, I didn't pay the bill for OnStar, so you're just stuck. So life is like that. And as a community and as a city, it's like that. It doesn't matter if you're the engine of the city, if you're the mayor or if you're the president of the United States. Everybody has a part. Okay? You think the president wants the garbage people in D.C. to stop working? That won't work, will it? So you have to start valuing. I want you to value your life as being just as important as the President of the United States. And when you value your life, you'll treat your life like it's important. I hear young people all the time say, well, y'all gonna respect me, right? I hear people, I don't respect me, but then I see them not respecting their own life. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're supposed to do homework and you don't, and you get a poor grade, are you being respectful of your future? No. Right? So you want somebody else to respect you, but you're not respecting you. This is a STEM program. What's STEM stand for? Science, technology, engineering. Y'all got that memorized, haven't you? That's good. Okay. So what I gave you is a simple little thing. Timetable chart. When I was in the 3rd grade, 2nd grade, they used to give everybody timetables charts. Do you know your timetables completely? I don't mean are you familiar with them. I mean, do you know them? No. Yes, ma'am. What?
I know.
Oh, you for real? For real? What's 9 times 8?
9 times 8 is 10.
Okay, really? Well, how old are you?
8.
You supposed to know. What's 12 times 11? It took too long. Yeah.
132.
Okay. Well, you know what? Hey, as long as I'm up here, I can have a little. Oh, we can have a little fun now. Since y'all know a little bit of that. No, I ain't putting no money on it. Unless you just want to go me against you, then we can put some money on it. Here we go. Let's go. Ready. Pay attention. Listen. Okay? I'm going to move on fast. I want you to compute in your head and give me the answer when I'm done. You ready? 20 times 10. Plus, no. Just listen. Listen, I'll let you know when I need an answer. 20 times 10 plus 40. And be quiet. Did I ask you for an answer? No. 20 times 10 plus 40 plus 60 divided by 10. Stop. Don't say it. Who knows the answer? Go ahead. 30. Oh, but I'm not done. 45, listen, divided by 3 plus 20 squared.
Where to fall?
Excuse me. Yeah.
35? 35?
Wait a minute, say it again.
100.
I said, now you know I don't know what I said. 45.
Okay.
Wait, yes.
I don't see nothing there.
You raise your hand, you're supposed to answer, bro.
What's it, 25?
Don't say that. Okay. 45 divided by 3.
30?
Listen.
45.
Listen. 45 divided by 3.
15.
Plus, what did I say? Plus 20?
Yeah.
Yes. Plus 20. And then square that answer.
We don't know what's
Okay, I'm sorry, dude. You just sit quietly and learn. Yes. Do y'all know what square is?
35 squares.
Right, 35 square. Anybody know what 35 square is?
Oh, I do.
Yes, what
We
is
do
it?
it every day. It's like when you have a
What is, I didn't ask you, can you figure, I said, do you know? What is the answer then?
it's
You don't know, man. No, 35 times 35 is 1,225. I'm going to teach you real quick. Pay attention. We're going to get this out the way, okay? Listen. You don't impress your friends. You can win money with it too, but so what you do is if you have a 2-digit number that ends in 5, 35, 45, 25, 55, whatever, right? Okay, it always ends in 25. The answer always ends in 25. All you do is you take the digit in the ones place, in 35, that's 3, right? And you multiply it times 1 more than itself. 3 times 4. You get 12. So the answer is 1225, 1,225. Works every time. Let's do another one. So what's 85 squared?
85 squared. Oh my God, that's what it is.
40
Yes. 7,225. The answer always ends in 25. You can at least get that part. Right. And then you take the 8, multiply it by 9, 72, 25.
Oh.
Is it easy? That's easy. Girl, that's easy. What's 55 squared? Don't answer. Come on, brother. You got to come up with this one.
3,025.
Thank you. Okay, y'all figure that out amongst yourselves and y'all work that out, okay? Now, see, I got a card here. I'm supposed to go over some stuff. Let's see. I was going to talk about this dude, but y'all don't need to know that. Direct vector. I was supposed to talk about vectors. Y'all know what a vector is?
nope.
Absolutely. Oh, a vector?
A vector. Not a Corvette, not a Chevette. A vector.
A car engine? Is it closer to
No, let me tell you what it is, okay? A vector is a type of angle, okay? It goes like, you start here, here, and it's like an angle really, okay? So it goes back to that California trip thing. If you want to go, that's how they figure out how to get a spaceship to the moon, okay? You can't just go, okay, you take 45 and you get off on cross. No, it goes with angles and vectors. So think about how far the moon is away from the earth, right? And so if you start here, if you just off by like 1 degree, just 1 degree, it starts out with a little bitty mistake, right? But the further up you get, the further the mistake. See, so you'll be way over here. You're supposed to be on the moon and you're in Baltimore.
That's how it is in math. Like you make the tiniest mistake and it costs everything.
Exactly. If you make, at the beginning, if you start out wrong, you end up far away. So here's the point. When you're thinking about, okay, I'm going to be a, what'd you say you're going to be? Yeah, whatever. A what? A vet. You know, every time I ask a girl what they're going to be, most, not all, but most will either tell me they're going to be a pediatrician or a veterinarian. You know why that is? Girls is like children and puppies. And so they always tell me that. So I understand that. Yeah.
I love
Hey, you little kid, you're talking. Okay. So anyway, so if you're gonna start, if you start out, you say, well, I'm gonna be a veterinarian, because you didn't mean like a vet, like I fought in a war. No, okay. So that means that you basically have to stay on a certain path, and if you start getting off, it ain't gonna happen, right? Because I wanted to be the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. And I was the starting quarterback for this little league football team called the Cowboys, and I was good too. I mean, I was good. In fact, the older I get, the better I was, because nobody can tell you that I'm lying, right? So then I got about 12 years old, and this dude by the center, his name was Kiki. And all my friends started growing. They started growing, right? Now, well, you know, you can be whatever. Kiki wasn't. So I would get behind Kiki, we get to the line, right? And by this time, they started growing, and I stopped. And so I said, down! Because I couldn't see nothing. Everybody else was, so, you know, I needed to grow if I wanted to be the starting quarterback, but that didn't happen, so I'm a dentist, but the starting quarterback from the Cowboys is not going to talk to y'all, so you stuck with me. So, other thing about it, we're going to talk a little bit about dentistry and the opportunities, because we're going to get this over with. I'm a dentist. Y'all know what we do. We fix teeth. We clean teeth. We do braces to straighten teeth, all kind of stuff. How do you become a dentist? Do anybody know? And I don't mean like something. You go to school. I know you go to school. Thank you. Then you have to go to dental school. So what you do is, first of all, in elementary school, you learn your timetables, right? Because you have to be good at math. You have to know what stuff like 75 squared is. By the way, what is 75 squared? Stop. I know you know. Yes. 75 squared. Come on. Today, brother, come on, man.
5,625.
Thank you. So you have to know stuff like that. So first you get good at math. Quiet. Something very important, you have to learn and understand algebra. Are y'all working on that a little bit already? I'm asking you. I'm just asking you. That's okay. It's okay. You'll get there. You will. You will. So then when you go to college, turn around, young lady. When you go to college, you're going to take classes like chemistry, calculus. You'll be okay, dude. You'll be okay. You'll know more by the time you go. Biology and physics. Okay? And then after that, you go to dental school for 4 years, and then you become a dentist. Now, any quick questions about dentistry? Let's get them out the way now. Yes, sir. Man, I said quick question. Don't raise, it's like Jeopardy. Don't raise your hand if you don't know the answer.
Well, I know what question.
Okay. Yes. Did you have a question? We'll get back to that later. So you go and you study how to take care of people. You study how to listen to people. That's a real important skill. How to listen to people. Okay? Really. And also another skill is when you speak, you have to make sure that people understood what you say. Instead of mumbling, yes. Like something, I have 3 children. They're 14, 16, and 18. And what I always tell them is, you know, I'll say something to them, and then they'll say, well, you didn't say that. And I tell them that's not a correct statement. You don't tell me what I said. You tell me what you heard. Right? And sometimes if somebody speaks to me in Spanish, I say, well, you didn't tell me that. How would I know? Right?
I know.
So you have to learn that in communication, I'm going off course a little bit, y'all. It's real important. I learned this in junior high school. We call it junior high school. Y'all call it middle school. I learned this, and it's real important for a message. That's this. You got to have this picture, all right? You got a message in the middle. You have a sender. That's a speaker, right? And then you have a receiver. So, no, not a quarterback there. A sender and a receiver. Now, if the message doesn't get from the sender to the receiver, was there communication?
No.
What if the message from the sender to the receiver is changed up some? Was there communication?
Yes.
Yes, but it won't.
It's called miscommunication.
It's called.
You know what they call it, miscommunication? I'm not going to do that. So, but they don't call it miscommunication, do they? No. Thank you for that. Okay, I appreciate that. So what I'm trying to, I know that was bad, I'm sorry. But just real quickly, I know that's a little off the sidebar. When you speak to people, make sure they understand what you're saying. It's real important. Now, hey, look, you know what? I started to bring out something to make paper airplanes, but I forgot, so let's not do that. So communicate well and be a good listener. Be a real good listener. Be slow to speak and quick to listen. I was reading something this morning, I think it was in James, and it was talking about how we take a bridle. Y'all know what a bridle is with a horse?
No.
I mean a bit, you know what a bit is?
Nope.
It's a metal bar, and it's got these two leather straps. You put that metal bar in a horse's mouth. You take the reins, it's called, and you do this way, and you can move like a 300 to 400 pound horse just by moving his head, right? Or they said if you take, somebody said that an important part of a car was the steering wheel. Very important. You can take the helm of a ship, big old ship. I mean, it could be a Navy carrier, and just do this, and the whole ship moves, right? And so that, you know, they say moves our bodies and our lives that way. Our mouths. Our mouths. Yeah, our mouths. Because we can use our mouths to encourage, right?
That's right now.
Right? To break down, to discourage. Communicate, yes. Well, you can, or we can use our mouths to inform and educate. Slow to speak, quick to listen, and always speaking positive. I'm almost done, y'all, and I'm just going to ramble a little bit, because we'll get to the questions and we'll talk, and I'll tell you whatever you ask me right now. Okay? That's it. I'm supposed to talk about the SAT and National Merit Scholarships. Well, most of you all are a little bit young for that.
17.
But not you, right. What school do you go to?
Manville High School.
Manville? So you're a junior, is that correct?
Senior.
Senior. Even gooder. I say good, I know it. National Merit Scholarship, what that is it's a way to get a free education. That's basically what you need to know. There's a test called the SAT. Did any of you all take the Duke SAT? Yeah? You did?
What's that?
Well, you know what? You guys are a little bit young to really talk about it, but if you stay, when you guys stay in the program, I'll get with Mr. Robinson and I'll make sure you guys get the information. And I will give him some information that you can be learning even while you're very young, because it's easier to learn a lot of information a little at a time.
So when you grow up, you already know it.
You already know. Because what they say, how do you eat an elephant?
You don't.
One bite at a
By
time.
cooking.
Yeah.
No, it's just we don't eat elephants, y'all. Stop it. It's okay, Miss Beth. It's just that, you know, an elephant is a gigantic thing you would think you could never eat, but if you were going to eat one, you would. Okay, let me try it again. By the mile, it takes a while, but by the inch, it's a cinch. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
What
Whatever. Okay, let me do another rhyme. No, anyway. So, any questions about, let's see what I can talk about. He said something about volleyball. I have a volleyball team. It helps girls get scholarships, and plus it's fun. You love volleyball? How old are you?
10.
Okay, you know what? I'm serious now, for real though, okay? Like, we do clinics sometimes. We have camps where we just, anybody comes, anybody wants to come and learn. So when we do that, I'll make sure that they know you can come. Your mom, okay, tell your mom that. What school do you go to? What school do you go to?
I'm high school.
Oh, you know, I homeschooled my children for a while.
I know you.
I know you do.
What's the age group for volleyball?
I know you probably.
The age
tell
group?
you.
Okay, you tell. Well, my girls are, they're older. I have a team that's 17-year-olds. No. Yeah, they're 16 and 17. But they've been playing with me since they were 13. They've been, on my club. We had a younger team, but those girls could not bridle their tongues. They were 12 and 13, and they literally could not bridle their tongues. to the point where I'm a very nice person. I'm a patient person. But I can say, you know what? Go back to your mama. You know the save the drama for your mama? It was like that. Okay? So, you know, but next year we're gonna start over. We're gonna start out with y'all like when you're 10 and y'all still listen, so we can work it out. So that's the volleyball. Do baseball also. You know what South Central Little League is?
Yeah.
Yes. Don't say yeah. Yes. Okay. Well, you know, baseball is a good sport. Love that. And do the SAT. That's all I have to say. Quick question. You got to ask me a question that makes me feel like I did something. Okay, what's that?
Do you like your job?
She said, do I like my job? Yes, I like my job, but the reason I like my job for different reasons. One, you know, there's a thing that says the key to being happy is not so much getting what you want, but wanting what you get. Yeah, I could have said amen or something. Because a lot of times in life, you think you want something, ooh, 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 and then you get it, it's like, right? Yeah, like even if you wanted a dog, right? That seems so cool. And then all of a sudden, your dog start messing up in the house and you got to clean it up. Or you got to feed it and wash it, right? And so do I like my job? I'm happy with the choice that I made, but what I really like about my job is that I get a lot of teenagers and young people come in the office. I get to talk to them, hopefully get to tell them some information that can help them along the way. I also get to the opportunity to sponsor, you know, different sports teams and organizations. You always want to be a positive part of your neighborhood. You don't want to just be in your neighborhood, like walk in the house, close the door, and be done. You want to be a positive part of your neighborhood. And you don't want to be walking down the street, people like, oh, Lord, they're going to have a little hood. You don't, I mean, I've been there, done that, okay? So you don't want, but you want to be a positive, so, you know, my job allows me to do that. So, and also, you know what, sometimes a person will come in, it'll be a young dude, and he's been in a fight, right? And, or got elbowed playing basketball, and his front tooth is just broken completely off. And that's just not going to work. Or a young lady may have fallen and chipped her tooth. And she may have had that chipped tooth for like 3 or 4 years and didn't know anything that it could be taken care of. Well, I sit them in a chair, and 30 minutes later, they can have their smile back. And they like, you know, they feel good, so I'm good.
Oh, yeah, I see the positive impact that you put on
Oh, that is so beautiful. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
When you work at a dentist, like, is it like kind of scary when you like see all that blood?
You know,
Is that the question? Okay. For me, no. I don't have a problem with blood. But let me tell you something. Listen, because this is important. When I was in school, there was a little young woman I went to school with, a little Vietnamese woman. And, you know, she was one of my study partners. And so it was the 3rd year, and we were supposed to learn how to take out wisdom teeth, the 3rd molars. And that involves a lot of blood sometimes, and just some junk, right?
And bacteria.
You're going to spell that later. But, so when you learn how to do it, you go up to the 3rd floor, and then you wheel your patient to the elevator, right? Get on the elevator, and you go with your patient to the 3rd floor, and you sit there and you help the specialist take the wisdom tooth out. And then you take your patient back on the wheelchair and you bring them back down.
the wheelchair?
I don't know why they did the wheelchair, but this is what happened with her. She went up there with her patient on the wheelchair, right? And then, before we know it, they bring her back in the wheelchair because she was looking at the work and the blood just tripped her out and she fainted. And she was just, you know what that girl did? She got another patient a week later, wheeled him up there, went up there. They brought her back down in the wheelchair, but she kept doing it until she could handle it. Okay? So she wasn't worried about, I can't stand the sight of blood. All she knew was, I'm going to be a dentist. Okay? It's like this. If you go shopping Y'all do that, right?
Yeah.
If you go shopping, you don't just like pick this up and pick that up and don't even look at the price, right? Get up to the counter.
You go on down.
You're like, oh, hold on, let me put that back. Right? So you have to figure out what the cost is for what you want and make sure that you pay the cost. Now, if you're willing to pay the cost, it's all good. Me, I don't have a problem with blood. I have given myself shots in my own mouth.
In your own what?
In my own mouth. I just get a mirror. But I'm a little strange, so don't worry about that, okay? What else? Real quick, because I'm hungry, y'all. Yes, ma'am.
What made you first become interested in dentistry?
Okay. She said, what made me first become interested in dentistry? If I was a good speaker, I would say something like this. I'm glad you asked that question. People do that a lot, don't they?
Yep.
That's a very good question. I'm glad you asked that. You know, people make it like decisions are really deep, cerebral. Look that up. You know, things. But here's the deal. I was, when I was in school, I was what they call brilliant, I guess you would say. No, I was a pretty smart student. You know, I knew some things. Things were kind of easy sometimes. These things are easy for you. I know. So, you know, I knew some things, and at that time, if you were a good student, you would think I'm either going to be an engineer, a doctor, lawyer, teacher. That's just kind of the way it went. Quiet. Well, you're right. What did you say, young lady?
I'd rather be a lawyer.
Okay, thank you. You do that. So back then it was lawyer, doctor, teacher, what else? And maybe nurse. Well, guys weren't nurses back then. And so I just had this, you know, we have these ideas in our head about what being a certain profession means. And since we used to watch like Marcus Welby, MD and stuff, I thought if I became a doctor, that I was going to have to tell somebody, ma'am, I'm sorry, we did all we could do. Your son died. So I didn't want to do that. Literally, that's why I didn't go to medical school, because I didn't want to have to tell nobody that their loved one died. So then I told my mother I was going to be a photographer, because I took all the pictures. I took all the pictures for our yearbook in junior. I told my mother one day, I said, Mother, I'm going to be a photographer. And she looked at me and she just said, no, you're not. That was that. I said, can I be a dentist? She said yes. I said, okay.
Why would you say like
So
no,
you
you're
were
not
fourth?
for the?
I was a force. Why would she say no? Because at that time, when you grow up in the hood, when I was growing up in the hood, and you know, you don't know about the different ways to make money, and your parents have struggled financially for so long. You know, my parents, well, my mother was she grew up on a farm. You know, like with 8 or 10. I didn't know how many uncles and aunts I got. You know, and so you want your children to have a solid foundation. And so, you know, she wanted me to have something solid. I have a patient right now. She's raising a young lady who's not her daughter, but raising her as her child. Too. And she said, you know, I don't care what you become, but you're going to become a registered nurse first. She's not playing. She said, you're going to become an RN, and then you can do whatever you want after that. But I want to know that you can take care of yourself. So now y'all grow up, y'all pull out your phone, and y'all watch. You know what my daughter told me? She told me, well, I want to be a real housewife, and we'll figure out the rest later. I'm not even lying.
Are you sure? She said
Am I sure? She said, I'm like, are you sure? That's my daughter said something like that.
I've seen one of their shows, don't let her do that.
I know. I gave her I looked just like my mother. I said, no, you're not.